So we've all probably noticed lately that Instagram have been making some big changes to their app. Not only have they changed the layout of where you find a lot of things usually, they've put Reels at the front view and they're definitely making a push towards that. I have a whole video about Reels and tips for using Reels if you're interested, but one of the other new features that they have just introduced for everyone to use is their guides feature. Now, this used to only be available for kind of health and wellness brands to create these, but now they are available for everyone, and I'm going to show you how to create one and give you an introduction of this new feature. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Anna from By Rosanna Design. I share loads of Instagram tutorials and other marketing platform videos here on my YouTube channel, so do remember to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like content like this. But today I'm going to be talking about Instagram's new feature called Guides, which you can find on your profile. Now the layout has changed a little bit, so what you're going to need to do is go to your main profile page here, and there should be a new plus button up at the top on the right hand side. And if you tap that, it then gives you the option to create a grid post, a story highlight, an IGTV video, a reel, or now you have the option to create a guide as well. So I'm just going to click on that to show you what it is. And guides are essentially a way for you to curate and share a selection of recommended posts, products, or places in a list style mini article type looking thing within the Instagram app itself. So that's why it's giving me these different types to choose from. You've got these three different formats. So the first is places. And for this, as it says, you can recommend places in your city, locations to visit, maybe restaurants, bars, shops, that type of thing, or small businesses. And you can then use posts associated with that location in Instagram to use as images. So I'll just show you one that I have created on my travel account. Top 5 coffee shops and cafes in Truro, which is a local town to me. And you can see that I have just got the names of the cafes and the places, but it's also linking to some posts that are associated with the location on Instagram. And I'll show you how to create that in just a second. But you can see they're not actually even posts that I have done. I can just choose from any that have tagged the location in their posts just to use as images here. And then people can tap on the link to find out more about the location and the actual company itself. So when you are creating a guide and you go to places, it asks you first of all to choose your first location. So in this case, I chose a coffee shop near to me in Truro, and then it asks you to choose which posts you'd like to feature as the images there. So I just selected 3, but you can choose as many as you like and click next, and then it sets up your guide for you. And here you just want to add a title, so top coffee shops in Truro, and you can give it a proper name if you want. You can add a description, which I would recommend that you do. Add like a little bit of a description about what this guide is about, and you can see it is very much laid out like an article. Give it a bit of a description. You can also edit the title of it as well, of the place where you're recommending, and add a bit of a description there as well, which again I would recommend. But here you can see it's added those 3 posts that I've selected, and also added a tag for people to be able to click and go and see the location. They can also bookmark it as well and add it to their favourites. And then just at the bottom there, it's giving me the option to add another place, which will then add another section to this guide. So that's how it works with places. And the cool thing about doing it, setting it up as a place, if you are wanting to share some locations, is when you tap on the guide, you can see there's a little map icon up in the top right. And if I tap on that, you can then see an actual map of all the tag locations that I've used, which is really cool and a really great feature. So if we go back to create another guide, you've then obviously got the products option. So you can actually tag either your own products if you do have a shop on Instagram, an Instagram shop, or you can tag the products of any other businesses that you want. So these are some that I follow, but you can also search in any business. Let's just tap on one of these and you can see a list of all the products that they have added to their own Instagram shop. If I just tap on one of these, choose which posts I want to use on here, but I can also use my own posts to display them, even if they don't have the product in apparently, which doesn't make very much sense to me, or any kind of posts from their shop grid as well. So you don't have to just use the product photos, you could also use photos from the actual Instagram account itself. So you can use any of those and just click next, and then that will add it as a product there. You can see the price at the bottom, and again people can tap through to go straight to that product listing on Instagram. They can save it, they can scroll through the images or the posts that you've chosen, and again you can add a title up here, you can add a description, add a description and a title for each of the sections or products that you're recommending. And another thing with guides is if you don't like the cover photo that they've automatically added based on your posts that you've used in it, you can tap change cover photo and just choose from either any of your photos from your grid, any of your saved photos from your saved or liked posts that you've done on Instagram, or from the actual guide itself, and just replace the image that is automatically generated for you. So that is a product guide, and as you saw then when I click to exit, it also allows you to save it as a draft as well. So if you need to stop what you're doing and go and do something else, you can do that. And then lastly, you have the option to create one just out of your own posts. So let's open this up. Again, you can choose any of your own grid posts or posts that you've saved. So again, this is in your kind of liked area on Instagram, and it will, if you press save there, you can literally choose any post that you've saved at any time and use that to create a kind of custom guide if you like. So just choose the post that you want to use, tap next, and then it will add them all as separate sections within this guide. And again, you can add your own title, add your description. You can also remove or reorder them if you don't want them in this order and you don't actually want one of these in there and they got in by accident. You can edit that, and you can add more posts by tapping add posts at the bottom. And that's the same for whichever type of guide you want. You can always add new sections at the bottom. So if I click cancel on there, you can see again it's offering me to save it as a draft if I want to. But just to show you how I've used the post ones on this account, so I am just going to open up this guide, and this is based on posts that I have got on my actual grid on Instagram. I've created a guide of tidal pools here in Cornwall. Again, I've added a little description here, and then I've added in these posts with a little bit of a description above each one to give people an idea. And you'll see on at the top right hand corner as well, you have the ability to share the post. So you can actually add it to your story and share it to your story so that all your followers can see it as well. Because currently the only way I believe people can see your guides is by going onto your profile, and there doesn't seem to be a way currently that you can search for them. And I'm sure that won't stay the case. Eventually they probably will make it searchable, but just in case they do, it's really important that in your guides you are including some keywords that you maybe want to get found for. So like here I've included tidal pools and outdoor and Cornwall in both the title of this and the description. I've mentioned it a couple of times in that as well. And likewise here, coffee shops and Truro, I've added that as kind of a keyword. Not only does it make it more appealing for people to click on it, but it also means that if Instagram does eventually make these searchable and that you can actually search for them in the Explore feed, then you've already set yourself up for success with that. So those are some examples of ones that I have created, obviously, because that is a travel account, and these lend themselves very well to helping like travel bloggers and food bloggers and stuff like that create nice guides based on what you would normally be doing as your content. But you can also incorporate it into your business no matter what niche you have. So over on my business account, I have now got a little guides tab. You can see there between my IGTV and my shop tab on my profile. And if I tap that, you can see I have created a little guide on there, how to get started with email marketing. And this one is a posts type of guide where I have just gone through and selected all the posts on my profile that are related to email marketing. And I've just kind of created it like you would a normal blog post really, but a bit shorter, by creating different subheadings and then using my posts to illustrate that fact. So it's kind of like educational, helpful content, which is what I would suggest post type guides are going to be really good for, is creating that educational content around a certain topic, and then curating all of your posts into one easy to access collection. I also saw a lady that I follow called Katie has created one as well, which is really useful. So she's done a post one of how to get your brand ready for the sales season. And again, she's gone through her posts, found posts that she's already posted that are relevant, and then added some context behind them so that you can read it in kind of a list style way. So just think about what you might create as a blog post and ask yourself if you're able to do that with posts that you've created on your Instagram grid, or maybe posts that you can find on Instagram and save and then use. So this is really cool as well. One thing that I would note is that in the description of things, you can't add a link. So like an actual link that works, similar to grid posts. Currently you can't actually link to anywhere, but I have used a call to action at the end of my collection here, just saying that if people want to find out more, go to this web address. Obviously the link doesn't work, but it is, I think, important to still include calls to actions in everything that you do to make sure that it does have a purpose and it's actually benefiting your business. So also hashtags don't work at the moment, but they might do it at some point. The nice thing about these guides is that you are able to go back and edit them as much as you want. So just tap the little 3 dots icon in the top right hand corner and you can either delete it, you can copy the link to send to someone, or you can edit it. And you can basically edit the whole thing just like you were creating it from new. So you are able to edit the descriptions and add hashtags at a later date if you want to. And you will notice that currently you can't see any analytics for them, which is slightly annoying. So you can't see how many people have viewed them. You can't really see who's engaged with them. That might change, but for the moment, it is just a really nice way to engage your current followers by sharing this to your story every now and then. And eventually there might be a way to reach more accounts with these as well by having them be searchable. So I hope you found this useful. If you are interested in learning more about Instagram marketing in general and getting started with it, I do have a completely free online course all about Instagram marketing for business. I will leave a link to it in the description. As I said, it's free to sign up for, and there are 9 really in-depth video trainings in there teaching you exactly how to use Instagram for your business. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another video.